Maulana Sahib seemed to come to the conclusion that the only alternative to the state of things is to separate the Bengali districts of Sylhet and portion of Kachar from Assam and join these with Bengal, a consummation to which the Assamese people are looking forward for the last 70 years. So even when you had the reorganization of states, the Congress party leadership at that time was fully conscious of the fact, and rightly so, that because of the sensitivities of Northeast, the cultural identity, the linguistic identity of the region has to be maintained. There's nothing wrong in that. Now this would obviously include people of various religions. And that time Assam had, besides the tribals, they had the majority community, the Hindus, the Muslims, the Christians. But in terms of the cultural identity of that region, they wanted it to be preserved. Sir, unfortunately, somewhere post-independence, the line which the Congress party took in Assam, and which Shri Gopinath Bodloy had always advocated, was altered by subsequent leaders of their party. They probably realized that the ethnic Assamese, the cultural Assamese vote is going away, and therefore they were in search of an alternative vote. I don't want to repeat some of the slogans which they gave because for the search of that alternative vote bank. And that search of an alternative vote bank, the Honorable Prime Minister is here. He represents the state of Assam for the last 21 years in this house. If you ask the right questions, you will get the right answer. It was that pursuit of the alternative vote bank which is really responsible as the root cause of the problem today. And for that you wanted a change in democracy. You had an open border. People would come and settle down. And once people came and settled down, there was no way of pushing them back. Bangladesh, earlier East Pakistan and Bangladesh, was not willing to take them back. Now this design, unconsciously, not consciously, was for a vote bank politics. But this overlapped with a design which some others had. And what was the design of others across the borders? So I was quite surprised when I was reading. Mr. Zulfikar Ali Bhutto wrote a book called Myths of Independence. And I am just quoting a sentence from that book. This is when Bangladesh had not been created. He says, and I quote, "It would be wrong that Kashmir is the only dispute that divides India and Pakistan, though undoubtedly the most significant. One at least is nearly as important as the Kashmir dispute, that of Assam and some districts of India adjacent to East Pakistan. To these Pakistan has a good claim." This was not only the sentiment which Mr. Bhutto expressed, because he was known to be advocating a 1,000-year war against India. Pre-1971, somebody whom we regarded as a great friend of India in Bangladesh, Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, in his book Eastern Pakistan, its Population and Economics Observed, and I am quoting from Sheikh Mujibur Rahman's book, and I quote, "Because Eastern Pakistan must have sufficient land for its expansion, and because Assam has abundant forest and mineral resources, coal, petroleum, etc., Eastern Pakistan must include Assam to be financially and economically strong." Now you on one hand had a design that some of these regions could be added to what was then East Pakistan. On the other hand, you had the vote bank interest which discarded the Gopinath Bodloy line and which said, let us get migrants over, we are a convenient vote bank. Now unconsciously these two designs overlapped each other. And you had the most unprecedented demographic change which has taken place in the region. Have you seen the kind of demographic changes? Now kindly link it to what we call concerns of national security. Kokrajhar is Bodo population is significantly there. Adjacent to it is Dhubri. The 2001 census shows Dhubri with almost 71% population, not ethnic minority, but migrants. In 2011, when the results of the census are declared, this figure is likely to cross 80. Now, where do you have 80% illegal immigrants adjacent to the Bangladesh border, right next to the chicken's neck?